Hey everyone, welcome to our deep dive, into the power of positive thinking. I mean, it's something so many of us are trying to figure out.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really cool what you sent over for this deep dive.
Yeah, this material's awesome because it promises to show us how to actually make positive thinking a reality.
Totally.
And not just like, some vague idea.
Right.
Like, how can we use it to grow as people and face those inevitable challenges that life throws our way?
Yeah, for sure. And the source material actually goes way beyond just thinking happy thoughts,
Yeah, that's a good point. I think a lot of people get stuck on that.
Right. Like, it's not about forcing yourself to be positive all the time.
Yeah.
It's much deeper than that. It's more about a deliberate shift in perspective.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. So the source emphasizes this idea of cultivating a growth mindset.
Okay, I've heard that term before.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty well-researched concept, and it emphasizes seeing challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities.
So more like stepping stones.
It's exactly stepping stones to growth. And, it's about fostering that resilience and adaptability.
Okay, so not just saying affirmations all day long.
Not at all.
It's really about how we react to the stuff that's going on.
To the inevitable challenges, exactly.
Yeah, so how does that translate into personal growth?
Well, one of the studies that the source talks about found that individuals with a growth mindset were like 40% more likely to actually achieve their goals.
Wow, that's a big number.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. And it makes sense when you think about it. This mindset shift allows us to see those setbacks as learning experiences, right?
Totally.
So it actually propels us forward.
Okay, so it's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but with more intention.
Exactly. Yeah, like actively choosing to learn and grow from every single experience, even the tough ones.
I like that.
And, there's another really fascinating aspect highlighted in the material. It's the impact of positive thinking on our relationships.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever made that connection before.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Tell me more. Well, the source uses this powerful metaphor. It compares positive thinking to a pebble dropped in a pond.
Oh, I like that.
Right? Like each act of kindness, each moment of genuine connection, it creates these ripples outwards.
So it's not just about us feeling good.
No, not at all.
But about sending those good vibes out.
Exactly. And it impacts everyone around us.
That's such a cool way to look at it.
Yeah. And when we approach our relationships with empathy and open-mindedness, right?
Yeah.
Qualities that are actually fostered by a positive mindset,
Oh, interesting.
then we can foster those deeper connections and build more supportive networks.
So it all kind of ties together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm starting to see the big picture here. But how do we actually do this?
That's the big question, right?
Like, how do we actually make this happen in our lives?
Yeah. And the source actually offers some really tangible steps.
Okay, good, because that's what I need.
Right. It emphasizes the power of gratitude.
Okay.
And one simple yet powerful practice is gratitude journaling.
Yeah, I've heard about that before.
Yeah, have you tried it?
I haven't. I've always been a little skeptical, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Like, how does just writing things down that you're grateful for actually make a difference?
Well, it's really about rewiring our brains to focus on the positive. So by consciously acknowledging and appreciating the good things in our lives,
Yeah.
even the small ones, we actually shift our perspective.
Oh, yeah.
It's like training our minds to look for the good instead of getting stuck in that negativity loop.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're building a positivity muscle.
Exactly. And the source suggests aiming for 3 things each day.
Okay, 3 things that's doable.
Yeah, totally. And it could be anything. A delicious meal, a sunny morning, a kind gesture from a stranger.
So simple things.
Exactly. And over time, this practice makes it easier to just notice and appreciate the good things in our lives, even when things are tough.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What other tips does the source offer?
Well, another powerful technique is challenging those negative thoughts.
Okay.
So it encourages us to kind of pause and ask ourselves if those thoughts are based on facts or are they based on fears.
Interesting.
Right. So instead of just getting swept away in a thought spiral.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah, we all do.
Especially at night.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And so this technique is about saying, okay, let me pause and let me examine this thought.
Okay.
Yeah,
And see where it's coming from.
exactly. And then reframing those thoughts with a focus on what we can learn or control can really shift our perspective.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. So for example, instead of saying, I'm terrible at this,
Yeah.
you might ask, what can I learn from this experience to improve?
Oh, that's a good reframe.
Yeah.
It's way more empowering.
Exactly. It's about taking back control instead of letting those negative thoughts just run the show.
Yeah, for sure.
And remember, surrounding yourself with positivity is key.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's so important.
Yeah, it's all about being intentional with our choices, right? Seeking out people, activities, and environments that lift us up.
So it's about creating that ecosystem of positivity.
Exactly.
Wow, okay. I'm starting to see how all this works together. It feels a lot more doable now. Like, these are all small things, but I can see how they could add up to big changes.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's a practice.
Yeah, but what about when life throws those curveballs? You know, like those unexpected challenges.
Yeah, those are inevitable, right?
How does positive thinking help us build that resilience that we need to face that stuff?
That's a great question, and that's what we'll explore in the next part of our deep dive.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear more about that.
Me too. So, building resilience, it's like working out a muscle.
Oh, yeah.
It gets stronger the more you use it.
Makes sense.
And a positive mindset, that's like the fuel for those workouts.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, so it's not about pretending that challenges don't exist, right?
Right.
It's more about approaching them with this focus on solutions and growth.
So it's about finding that opportunity within the obstacle.
Yes, exactly. And the source actually highlights this fascinating study
Oh, tell me about it.
where participants were facing this significant challenge
Okay.
and they were divided into two groups.
Okay.
One group was told to focus on all the potential negative outcomes,
Oh, no.
right? And the other group was guided to identify potential positive outcomes or opportunity.
Okay. I think I know which group did better.
You're probably right.
The positive group.
Exactly. Yeah, the group that focused on the potential positive outcomes, they showed way higher levels of resilience,
Wow.
problem solving, and even creativity.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Just from shifting their focus.
Yeah, because that mindset shift allowed them to see resources and solutions
That the other group didn't even see.
that the other group was totally blind to.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So it's not just about feeling better.
Yay.
It's actually changing the way our brains work.
Exactly. And the source actually dives into the neuroscience of this. Yeah, so it explains that when we cultivate a positive mindset, we're actually strengthening the neural pathways
Okay.
that are associated with problem-solving, emotional regulation, and even optimism.
Wow. So it's like creating a mental map.
Exactly, a mental roadmap for navigating challenges with grace.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's be real. Life can be really hard sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
How do we prevent positive thinking from becoming toxic positivity,
Yeah, that's a great point.
where we're denying genuine struggle?
Right, and the source addresses this directly.
Okay.
It emphasizes that positive thinking isn't about denying or suppressing those negative emotions.
Okay.
It's actually about acknowledging them,
Oh. allowing
allowing ourselves to feel them fully, and then choosing to focus on what we can control and learn from the experience.
Okay, so it's about finding that balance.
Exactly.
Not ignoring the negative.
Right.
But not letting it consume us.
It's all about consciously choosing where we direct our energy and attention.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, and remember, self-care is a huge part of this.
Oh, yeah,
You
absolutely.
can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
The source highlights this interconnectedness of our physical and mental well-being,
Yeah.
reminding us that, nurturing our physical health through exercise, sleep, nutrition creates that solid foundation.
For everything else.
Exactly, for our mental and emotional well-being.
So it's all connected.
It's all connected.
Mind, body, and spirit.
Exactly.
Okay, this is super insightful, but I'm curious, does the source talk about how we can apply these principles to specific challenges?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, say you're facing a major career setback. How can this positive thinking framework actually help?
That's a great question. And the source offers a really practical framework for applying these principles to any challenge, really.
Okay.
It encourages us to break down the challenge into smaller, more manageable steps.
Okay.
So in a case of a career setback, the first step might be acknowledging the disappointment
Okay.
and allowing yourself to feel those emotions.
So no bypassing the hard stuff.
Exactly. You got to feel it to heal it.
Yeah.
And then it encourages us to shift our focus to what we can control,
Okay.
right? So instead of dwelling on the loss, we might ask ourselves, what skills can I develop further?
Okay.
What new opportunities can I explore?
Yeah.
What steps can I take to move forward?
So turning that disappointment into action.
Exactly. It's about reclaiming our agency and empowering ourselves to create a new path forward.
I love that.
Yeah. And remember, this framework can be applied to any challenge.
Any challenge at all.
Relationship issues, health concerns, financial setbacks.
It's all about finding that opportunity within the difficulty.
Exactly. And using it as fuel for positive change.
This has been awesome. I feel like I'm seeing challenges so differently now.
Yeah.
Not as roadblocks, but as chances to grow.
Exactly.
But I keep thinking about that ripple effect you mentioned. How can we use this positive thinking, not just for ourselves, but to create a more supportive environment for everyone around us?
That's such a great question. And the source really emphasizes that point.
Yeah.
Our individual efforts, they actually create a ripple effect that goes way beyond ourselves.
Wow.
So imagine a world where more people approach challenges with this growth mindset,
Yeah.
where gratitude and empathy are like the norm, and resilience is something we all have.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, right? Like, how do we get there?
Yeah, how do we make that happen?
Well, the source highlights the importance of leading by example.
Okay.
So when we embody a positive mindset, it actually inspires and encourages those around us to do the same.
So we have to walk the walk.
Exactly, not just talk the talk.
Yeah, but how do we do that without being preachy?
It starts with being mindful of our interactions.
Okay.
So simple things like offering genuine compliments, expressing gratitude, practicing active listening.
Yeah,
These things can make a huge difference.
I can see that.
When we approach others with empathy and understanding,
Yeah.
we create a space for connection and support.
Like planting seeds of positivity.
Exactly. And those seeds, they have the potential to grow into something much bigger.
Wow, I love that.
And remember, building a more positive environment also means setting healthy boundaries.
Oh, that's a good point.
The source reminds us it's okay to distance ourselves from negativity
Yeah.
or toxic relationships that drain our energy,
For sure.
because those things undermine our well-being.
So true. It's like protecting our own energy.
Exactly. And sometimes that means saying no
Yeah.
to things that don't serve us.
That's a good reminder.
Yeah, so it's about creating a life that supports and nourishes our positive mindset so that we can then share that positivity with the world.
I love that.
And remember, even small acts of kindness and compassion can create a ripple effect that goes way further than we can imagine.
That's really inspiring.
Yeah.
This deep dive has been so eye-opening. I feel like I have a whole new toolkit for dealing with challenges and building resilience. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and guiding us through all of this.
It's been my pleasure. It's always great to explore these ideas and see how they can help us live more fulfilling lives.
Absolutely. And to our listeners, thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the power of positive thinking.
Yes. Thank you.
Remember, you have the power to choose a more positive outlook, to embrace challenges as opportunities, and to create that ripple effect of positivity that extends way beyond yourself.
That's right.
Until next time, keep those positive vibes flowing.